Hello guys, welcome to IAS Bharat. To join our free crash course, fill the Google form given in the description below.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेलकम टू IAS भारत, एन इनिशिएटिव ऑफ आरम IAS एकेडमी। जैसा कि आप सभी को पता है, पीटी के रिजल्ट आ चुके हैं एंड एज यूजुअल मोर देन 13,000 कैंडिडेट्स हैव क्लियर्ड प्रीलिम्स एंड यू ऑल गोना अपीयर फॉर मेन एग्जामिनेशन। अब मेन एग्जामिनेशन को क्लियर करने का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व पड़ता है ज्योग्राफी पर। So now we will record a video for geography. So mains orientation for general studies paper 1 subject is geography, because geography plays a dominant role in GS paper 1 and supportive role for GS paper 3 in the form of various subjects that we will see. So first thing is, देखिए syllabus क्या है geography का। आप सभी को पता है geography का prelim syllabus है physical, social and economic geography, और उसी सिलेबस को थोड़ा एलॉबरेट करके मेन सिलेबस दिखाया गया है। द फर्स्ट वर्ड इज वर्ल्ड फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी, सैलेंट फीचर्स ऑफ वर्ल्ड फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी। द टर्म फिजिकल मीन्स थिंग्स विच कैन बी सीन, जिस किसी को देखा जा सकता है, महसूस किया जा सकता है, और फेल्ट। ठीक है, सो थिंग्स विच कैन बी सीन और फेल्ट कम्स अंडर फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी, जैसे कि माउंटेन, जैसे कि विंड मूवमेंट, जैसे कि ओशन करंट। So these things can be seen or felt around on and around surface of the earth. इसी का continuous part है fourth area, important geophysical phenomena. So geophysical phenomena का meaning है जो any phenomena which can have impact on us, either positive or negative. जैसे कि earthquake, ठीक है, कहीं भूकंप आ गया तो that will have negative impact on human. कहीं सुनामी आ गई, so negative impact. Volcanic eruption, वोल्केनिक एक्टिविटी विल हैव पॉजिटिव एज वेल एज नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट। जैसे वोल्केनो की वजह से नेगेटिव हो गया लॉस ऑफ लाइफ, पॉजिटिव हो गया अक्यूमुलेशन ऑफ लावा विच कन्वर्ट्स इनटू इग्नियस रॉक और फर्टाइल सॉइल। देन साइक्लोन्स, ठीक है, एंड ज्योग्राफिकल फीचर्स एंड द लोकेशन, चेंजेस इन क्रिटिकल ज्योग्राफिकल फीचर्स। कौन सा है क्रिटिकल ज्योग्राफिकल फीचर्स? वाटर बॉडीज, रिवर्स, लेक्स, पॉन्ड, ग्राउंड वाटर, ठीक है, आइस कैप्स, ग्लेशियर्स एंड आइस कैप्स। एनी चेंजेस इन दीज क्रिटिकल लैंडस्केप्स will have direct impact on life present on the surface of the earth. Then flora, plant kingdom, fauna and effect of such changes on ecosystem, ecology, which also include human. So ये है अपना मेंस का सिलेबस। ठीक है, अब इस मेन सिलेबस में क्या क्या पूछा जा सकता है, कितने क्वेश्चंस ज्योग्राफी डोमिनेट करती है जीएस पेपर 1 में, इसके बारे में देखेंगे। सो चलना क्या है देखिए, और सिलेबस पेपर 3 में देखिए, जीएस पेपर 3, जीएस पेपर 3 में फर्स्ट इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट। इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट में अपने आता है इंडस्ट्री लिंक्स, फूड प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्री, रिलेटेड इंडस्ट्रीज इन इंडिया, लैंड रिफॉर्म्स, इकोनॉमिक्स ऑफ एनिमल रेयरिंग। ठीक है, ये हो गया इकोनॉमिक्स का। देन एनवायरमेंटल एरिया, जैसे कि नेचुरल रिसोर्स कंजर्वेशन, एनवायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन, डिग्रेडेशन इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ ज्योग्राफी। एंड देन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्ट, इंस्टीट्यूशनल फ्रेमवर्क्स, प्रिपेयर्डनेस, मिटिगेशन एंड रेस्पॉन्स मैकेनिज्म। सो इसमें भी कुल मिला के अराउंड 50 मार्क्स वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम ज्योग्राफिकल एरियाज इन जीएस पेपर 3। नेक्स्ट देखिए क्या है, वाई ज्योग्राफी इज इंपॉर्टेंट। ठीक है, इतना क्या महत्वपूर्ण है। जैसे प्रीलिम्स में क्वेश्चन कम हो गए इस बार, लेकिन मेंस में जीएस पेपर 1, जीएस पेपर 3 इन कुल मिला के अराउंड 150 to 160 मार्क्स। जीएस पेपर 1 में एवरेज 100 मार्क्स, और पेपर 3 मिला लेंगे तो अराउंड 30 to 40 to 50 मार्क्स वी कैन ऐड। सो 100 to 150 मार्क्स आर डोमिनेटेड बाय ज्योग्राफी। देखिए क्या चल रहा है, मिनिमम इनपुट विद मैक्सिमम आउटपुट। अब मिनिमम इनपुट क्या है, ज्योग्राफी में अराउंड 80 to 85% ऑफ क्वेश्चंस कम फ्रॉम स्टैटिक एरिया। ठीक है, स्टैटिक एरिया क्वेश्चंस आर रिपीटेड ईच ईयर और ऑल्टरनेट ईयर्स और वंस इन 3 years। ठीक है, ये हो गया स्टैटिक एरिया। सो मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस कम फ्रॉम स्टैटिक एरिया। और कोई 15 to 20% ठीक है, 15 to 20% क्वेश्चन, जैसे 1 or 2 क्वेश्चन कम फ्रॉम करंट अफेयर्स। ठीक है, एक बार पूछेंगे, अगली बार उसको नहीं पूछते। सो करंट अफेयर्स, सो वी कैन हैव minimum input. We already prepared geography for prelims. So again minimum input for this static area with maximum marks. और current affairs हम पढ़ते ही हैं. So current affairs we can go with standard newspaper along with prediction magazine. तो इसको हम follow करने की वजह से maximum marks we can score in paper 1 and also in paper 3 with the help of geographical phenomena in livestock rearing and environmental conservation as well as disaster management. So ये है minimum input and maximum output. अब next देखिए PYQ analysis 2013 से लेके 25 तक ज्योग्राफी में कितने मार्क्स डोमिनेट कर रहे हैं इन पेपर 1 इन GS 1. So 13 में it was 70, then 100, 75, 100, 115, 85, 100, 100, 110, 100, 100, 85 and last year it was 130. So we can say that around 40% of marks in GS1 are dominated by geography. Remaining 60% goes to history and society. ठीक है? So major area is dominated by geographical concepts. So it is a PYQ and marks analysis for last from 2013 to 2025. और इनमें से कौन कौन सा एरिया बहुत ज़्यादा डोमिनेट कर रहा है देखिए. इन 2013 फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी 30 मार्क्स, इंडियन ज्योग्राफी 10 मार्क्स, रिसोर्सेस 20 मार्क्स एंड इंडस्ट्रीज 10 मार्क. इन 2014 फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी 30, इंडियन ज्योग्राफी 10, रिसोर्सेस 20 एंड इंडस्ट्रीज 10. 15 Indian geography 37.5, physical geography 12.5, geophysical phenomena and industries 25 marks. 16 62.5 marks from geography, 12.5 marks from physical geography, 12.5 from geophysical phenomena and 12.5 from industrial area. Similarly 17 30 35 15 20. In 18 we have 30 questions from industries, 30 marks from industries, 10 from Indian geography, 20 from physical geography and 15 from geophysical phenomena. Same logic for 19, 50 marks in physical geography, then 15 marks from geophysical phenomena, 15 from Indian geography and 20 from industries. In 2020 from industries 40 marks, from resource 40 marks, from industries 10 mark, then physical geography 40 marks, geophysical phenomena 10 marks. And lastly in 2021 10, 15, 25, 15, 35 and 2022 35 from physical geography, 10 from Indian geography, 25 from resources. ठीक है, इसी तरह 23, 24, 25. So almost each year they cover all area. Physical geography, then Indian geography, then resources, then industries and geophysical phenomena. Geophysical phenomena we can add in physical geography itself, we can also add in Indian geography. इसीलिए sometimes we are not able to separate geophysical phenomena from physical Indian geography. But those questions are also covered in these in this paper. अब चलिए माइक्रो टॉपिक्स देखते हैं. और पहले सोर्स देखते हैं. व्हाट इज द सोर्स? पढ़ना क्या है? एज यूजुअल कन्वेंशनल एरिया. फॉर कन्वेंशनल एरिया वी हैव स्टैटिक बुक्स. के स्टैटिक बुक कौन सी है? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. ठीक है. आवर एनवायरमेंट, आवर हैबिटेट, आवर एनवायरमेंट, रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट, इंडिया 1, इंडिया 2. इन बुक्स को क्यों पढ़ना है? दीज बुक्स हैव वेरी बेसिक इंट्रोडक्शन. ठीक है, very basic introduction for almost all concepts of geography. So we can use that introduction in our mains answer. Don't go with factual information. ठीक है, जैसे कि 8th book में बहुत सारे fact हैं. Factual information is not required because factual information we have to update with current affairs. So updated factual data that we have to think, we have to look, not the fact and figures given in these NCERTs. These NCERTs are taken or read only for basic definition and also to understand very foundation of any concept in geographical areas. Okay. Then for advanced level, we have to go with fundamentals of physical geography. Okay. This book have all things in a very fundamental manner. So it covers geomorphology, it covers climatology, it covers oceanography, it also covers biogeography in very basic language. Then for Indian geography, we can follow Indian physical environment. For economic geography and human geography, we have to go with India, people and economy. For this also, we have to correct our factual information from current affairs. And also for human geography, birth rate, death rate, migration, so and so things, we can follow for fundamentals of human geography. But again, fact and figures we have to update with current affairs. So these are the source books. And for various types of landform based question, we can go with for certificate physical and human geography by Go Cheng Leong. Okay. So this book have all good chapters on various landforms present on the surface of the earth, created by agents. Agents like running water, agents like groundwater, agent like wind movement, agent like glacial movement, and also coastal landforms. So all of this content is given in a very beautiful manner in this book. So we can read landform based question from certificate physical and human geography, that is by G.C. Leong. Okay. अब नेक्स्ट देखिए क्या है. अब नेक्स्ट माइक्रो थीम्स. ठीक है, सिलेबस का माइक्रो थीम्स और कहाँ से कैसे क्वेश्चन पूछे जा रहे हैं, रिपीटर्स कैसे हैं. सो फर्स्ट इज वर्ल्ड फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी. वर्ल्ड फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी में क्लाइमेटोलॉजी. सो क्लाइमेटोलॉजी में इफ यू टेक फ्रॉम 2013 to 2025, there is domination of question from monsoon. Okay, every year or each alternate year they are asking question from monsoon in different patterns. Okay, but concept is very same: seasonal, reversal of wind, summer monsoon in the form of southwest, winter monsoon in the form of northeast. Concept, foundation concept remains same. We have to modify our answer based on the question asked. And second important area comes cyclone, because we all know monsoon is becoming very erratic. This year the devil's El Nino has totally collapsed Indian monsoon. Cyclones, the intensity of cyclone is also increasing. Usually east coast of India comes under the influence of cyclone, but in recent years west coast of India is also coming under the influence of tropical cyclone. So tropical cyclone also dominate in the question part. In geomorphology, standard area, plate tectonics. So plate tectonics and associated events. Associated events like mountain building, associated event like occurrence of earthquake, volcanic eruption, tsunami. These are the associated questions from topic called as plate tectonics. And then landslide and avalanche. Okay, that is mass movement, exogenic forces, mass movement. Landslide and avalanche also dominates the geomorphological part. Landslide specifically because of increase intensity of cloudburst event, and avalanche because of increase in the global temperature. Okay, so avalanche in Himalayan region, avalanche in Siberian region, avalanche in polar region of north as well as south. So these questions dominates in geomorphological part. Then comes oceanography. Standard question: ocean current and influence. Ocean current influence on vegetation, ocean current influence on different climate, ocean current influence on the formation of desert. Okay, ocean current influence on the economics. So these questions dominate from ocean current topic. And they have also asked question from salinity of the ocean. Okay, because of climate change there is variation of salinity between tropical waters and polar waters. Okay, the classic case study is Atlantic meridional overturning circulation and also Arctic amplification. So these areas are frequently in news, and we can also guess question from Samudrayan. Okay, though that question comes in the form of resources, but we can also add Samudrayan or Matsya 6000. They already asked that question prelims 2026. We can also expect in mains area. Okay, These are the standard questions of geophysical, that is world physical geography. Then comes distribution of resources. So energy, we can have question from conventional energy and non-conventional energy. And non-conventional energy is dominating in the form of solar as well as ocean thermal energy conversion. Okay, these two areas are more in news compared to other resources. So we can give more focus on solar energy and ocean thermal energy conversion. Then natural resource potential. These areas are in use from energy, that is resource geography. Industry, primary sector, agro based industry. Okay, agro based industry, almost each year they are asking one question from agro based industry. Then secondary sector, manufacturing sector. Manufacturing sector, this year we have seen a major disaster in Vizag steel plant. So we can expect question from iron and steel industry. And beyond that, there is also news of aluminium bauxite from Odisha. So we can also expect question from aluminium or bauxite. Okay. Tertiary sector is a foundation question. Every year, every alternate years, they ask question from information technology enabled services, domination of ITES in tier 1 cities, and they want to decentralize towards tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Case study is Bangalore. The traffic of Bangalore has created very much difficulty for information technology enabled services. So majority of companies want to move out from Bangalore, but they are searching good place in the form of tier 2, tier 3 cities. Okay, tertiary. And in 2025 mains, they have asked a question from land use planning based on artificial intelligence. So we can also search about the land use planning, land resources, advantage of land resources, difficulties in management of land resources, land reforms. Okay, it comes under industrial area. And then we have critical geophysical features and their location change. So location change of flora and fauna, change in plant kingdom, change in animal kingdom. Then we have climate change, which is a real phenomena. So due to climate change, we are experiencing melting of glaciers, we will experience sea level rise, we will experience coastal flooding, then we will experience climatic refugees in the form of migration of people from one place to another due to climate change impact. Then due to this migration, there will be increased pressure on resources. Due to increased pressure on resources, economy will feel inflation. Due to inflation, there may be collapse of economy. Okay, collapse of economy. And due to collapse of economy, we may experience civil war. Okay, civil war. Already Madagascar has experienced civil war due to cyclone Freddy. Okay, so because of climate change, these phenomena will occur and we may experience civil war in future. That is around 2050, 2060 if conditions are not mitigated properly. Then we have water management. We are in water stress. Okay, according to various index, India is a water stress country because it have very minimum source of water resources, but it supports huge population. Okay, so water management, how we are going to manage surface water, ground water, okay, these things. Cryosphere, frozen part of the surface of the earth. So frozen part of the surface of the earth, that is beyond Arctic Circle, beyond Antarctic Circle, top of mountains like Himalayas of Asia, Rockies of North America, Andes of South America, Alps of Europe. These regions are experiencing stress due to climate change and global warming. So what will happen if cryosphere, cold surface of the earth, experience complete melting? Many phenomena will occur like more trapping of heat by the surface, reduction in the albedo effect of sunlight. Okay. And finally, there are few miscellaneous topics. Like in 2013, they have asked about Juno mission, and they also asked about Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. So these are the bouncer questions asked from current affairs. Okay, so we have to follow current affairs from newspaper as well as from prediction magazine. Okay, so it is all about the geographical features and the location. And then few model introduction for an answer. Okay, for geography in any area we have added few model introduction, then framework for question, and then model conclusion, and also I have added one model answer. Okay, in last slide. So for climatic architecture model, universal definition will be spatial distribution of geographical phenomena is rarely accidental. Rather, it reflects interaction of atmospheric, oceanic, tectonic and environmental process operating across multiple scale. Okay, this definition you can add for climatic questions. Then geographical pattern model. One of the fundamental objective of geography is to explain spatial pattern on the earth surface. The observed distribution of this gap is for whatever they have asked. We can fill that word in this place is a manifestation of underlying physical process and geographical controls. Then for earth system model, earth function as an interconnected system where atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, biosphere continuously interact. The occurrence of whatever the question, you can add that word in this place, is in specific region reflect outcome of these dynamic interactions. Then fourth is process oriented model. Geographical features are product of process rather than mere locations on the map. The concentration of any phenomena, okay, mountain, plateau, valley, delta, in a particular region can be explained through operations of distinct physical mechanism. Then contemporary relevance model, as climate change and environmental transformation reshape landscapes across the globe. Understanding the geographical base of natural phenomena has become increasingly important. The distribution of whatever they have asked reflect the influence of fundamental earth system process. So these are the foundation, introduction, definition we can add in our mains answer. Then framework to answer why questions. Okay, they may ask why so and so phenomenon is happening. So first identify the pattern. What is the main pattern of the answer? Main pattern of the question. What exactly is being observed? For example, hot desert, western margin of continent between 20 degree to 30 degree latitude. Then earthquake, plate boundaries. Then tropical cyclone, warming of the ocean. Then coral reef due to coral bleaching like shallow tropical seas. Second is explain the major cause. Whatever they have asked, explain it in a very simple terms like dominant controlling factors. For example, pressure belt and plate tectonics, ocean currents, incoming solar radiation, monsoon circulation. For geomorphology, climatology, oceanography. Then add supporting factors. Supporting factors like atmospheric factors, oceanic factors, relief factors, latitudes, local influence. That is, interlink other areas into your answer. Interlink. Then use a diagram. Always use one single diagram for 10 marker and two diagram for 15 marker. Okay. Then only there will be balance between content as well as answer. Don't dump content alone and don't dump diagrams alone. Okay. So have a balance. So one diagram for 10 marker, two diagram for 15 marker. So for climatology, standard diagrams are there in the form of pressure belt, in the form of oceans currents, in the form of tricellular atmospheric circulation. Then for geomorphology, we have diagram for various types of plates, convergence, divergence, conservative. For oceanography, we have a diagram of ocean currents. And then for biogeography, we have a diagram of world distribution of plant like evergreen conifers in tropical areas, evergreen canopies in tropical areas and evergreen conifers in temperate areas. So we can add those diagrams. Based on that forest, we can also add fauna, like evergreen forest have domination of reptiles and birds. Deciduous forest will have domination of large mammals. In a temperate forest, we have presence of Siberian cat, Arctic fox. In polar region, we have presence of polar bear in north, penguins in south. Okay, so we can add those points in these places. conclude with a larger geographical principle. Never merely repeat the answer. Okay, like the explanation to a broader geographical principle of present day relevance. So always give a valid conclusion with proper case study. Okay, case study. So case study with recent example, and those case study must be proven by few organizations. Like for geomorphology, you can add Geological Survey of India. For climatology, we can add Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. For oceanography, we can go for Ministry of Earth Science. Okay. For resources and industry, we can go for Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Ministry of Mines. So those data can be used for conclusion. Okay, that will give beautiful conclusion to the answer. So model conclusion. Thus the observed distribution reflect operation of broader geographical process, demonstrating how global physical system shape distinct regional landscape across the earth. Okay, here you can add according to Geological Survey of India, in earth system model, interconnected nature earth system where atmospheric current, atmospheric, ocean, terrestrial process collectively determine spatial pattern on the planet. Then climatic dynamics continue to evolve in Anthropocene. Understanding such as geographical control will become increasingly important for predicting future environmental and climatic transformation. Then we can have analytic model. Pattern underscores principle that geographical distributions are governed by identifiable physical process, making geography a science of both location and explanation. So these are the few model conclusion for your geographical answer as well as environmental answer, and also for resources industry. And there is always a gold standard UPSC formula. First we have to write a fitting introduction to any answer we write. Okay, then we have to follow the pattern, then primary cause for the question asked, then supporting cause, any secondary causes, then compulsorily a diagram in geography, environment and disaster management question, then examples, recent examples. Okay, don't write old example. Cyclone, so and so cyclone occurred in 2015. Add a recent example of 2025, 2026, and then have a good conclusion with the supporting case studies. Okay, these are the model introduction, model conclusion. For example, we can discuss one single question. Major hot desert in North Hemisphere are located between 20 to 30 degree latitude, north and on the western side of continent. So this question have two parts. One is 20 to 30 degree latitude. Second part is western margin of continent. So first we have to give a fitting introduction about the desert. So deserts are the region of aridity where evaporation exceeds precipitation. Then we have to add why 20 to 30 degree latitude. So we can add presence of subtropical high pressure belt which experience vertical sinking of cold air masses. Due to vertical sinking of cold air masses, there is atmospheric stability, that is dryness over the region. Then we have offshore trade wind which removes coastal moisture, which removes moisture from the landmass and create a dry condition. And then we can also add more insolation, more evaporation and less precipitation for first part of question between 20 degree to 30 degree latitude. And in second part of question we can explain why on the western margin of continent. So western margin of continent because of influence of cold ocean current. So movement of cold ocean current like Canaries on the western margin of Sahara, Mojave on the western margin of North America create dry condition which leads to less evaporation. Okay, creates less evaporation and create dry condition. Then we have formation of inversion of temperature. Due to movement of cold ocean current, surface remains cold and upper atmosphere remains warm. So surface have very dry condition compared to other parts of the landmass, other parts of the latitude. Then moisture deficit onshore wind. These zone also experience shifting of belt. So somehow there will be onshore westerlies. So those onshore westerlies will have dry conditions because of movement of cold ocean current. And finally, presence of dryness in the form of aridity because evaporation exceeds precipitation. We can add these points in your answer. And then conclusion. So conclusion, the concentration of major hot desert between 23 to 30 latitudes along western margin of continent is direct outcome of interaction between atmospheric circulation and cold ocean current. Subtropical high pressure belt experience descending dry air masses which removes moisture to create arid condition in the form of hot tropical desert. So we can add this conclusion in your answer. So I hope I have covered major areas of geography. So with this we conclude this video. Thank you.
Hello guys, welcome to IAS Bharat. To join our free crash course, fill the Google form given in the description below.